Shalom, this is the I.S.U.P.K. Under Commanding General Yahanna. I am Officer Tazapawan, and to my left,
Trooper Alba.
And today, we're going to get into today's class, which is going to be the conspiracy of the nations against the children of Israel.
God.
Right? The conspiracy of the nations against the children of Israel.
Right.
Okay. So without further ado, get me Psalms 83, verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83 and verse 1. Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
So keep it. Salakia. Brother King David is praying to the Most High to keep in the spirit, alright?
Right.
Saying, keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, you understand? So this is a prophecy, and he's praying for the Lord to not hold his peace. Alright, read on.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult. And
Salakia, the Lord has enemies, man.
Right.
Right there. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head.
So the enemies make a tumult, man. A tumult is like a tumultuous gathering, is an angry uprising against the Lord and his people, man.
Right.
You understand? Against the Lord and his people. Read on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And they've been doing some craftiness against the Most High's people, man. That's why today's topic is the conspiracy of the nations against the children of Israel, you understand?
That's right.
Against blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians in these times, you understand? Read on.
And have consulted against thy hidden ones.
And they consulted against the Most High's hidden ones, man. Right. How are they hidden? You understand? Because in these last days, no one knows who the Jews are, man.
God.
You understand? No one knows that the true Jews, you understand, are the blacks in America, man. You understand?
Right.
That's the true Jews of today, man. You understand? Of back then and also today. You understand? They're the real Jews.
Right.
And nobody knows why there's a conspiracy to hide their you understand? To hide our people's what? Identity, man.
God.
You understand? So someone is pretending to be Judah. You understand? And Judah does not know who they are.
That's right.
You understand? That's what's going on in these last days. Read on.
They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
What did they say?
Come, and let us cut them off from being a nation.
They wanted to cut us off from being a nation, which they did.
Right.
Alright? And we're going to get into it. That's the conspiracy against the children of Israel, man. The children of God, man. You understand?
God.
They have said, come and let us cut them off. Let us stop them from being a nation, man.
Right.
Divide and conquer. Divide and rule. You understand?
God.
And what they have done is they have chopped up the 12 tribes of Israel and divided them. You understand? In these nations, man. They divided us in what? Christianity, Baptist, Methodist, Church of England, Rastafarianism, the Muslim mosque, you understand, being under Islam. That's division for our nation, because we are supposed to be but one nation, man. Alright? Blacks, Hispanics, and native Indians is one nation. Read on.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
And they took that name out of your memory, black man, black woman, Hispanic, native Indian man and woman. They took that name out of your memory. Read that again, Baba Kasha.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel, Yasha Allah in the Hebrew, be no more in your mind. They whipped you so hard. You understand? There's a book here, man. Just to show the picture on this book, man, by Elisha J. Israel. You understand? Into Egypt again with ships, and I just want to show. You understand that the man's back, man. Our brother's back, man. Look at that.
Right.
You understand? That's how they cut you off from being a nation. You understand? That's how they cut us off, man. They whipped the brothers so much. Look at that. You understand?
Right.
And if anyone's seen Roots, man, when they telling Kunta Kinte, Your name's gonna be Toby.
Come on.
You understand? And they whipped him until he accepted the name Toby, man.
Right.
Till he accepted the oppressor's name, man. Understand? So that's what they did. So now read that again, Brother Kashar, for me.
They have said, "Come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance."
They cut us off from being a nation, that the name Israel, Yasha Allah, is no more in our minds, man.
Right.
We call ourselves today Jamaican, Black, African American. You
Right.
understand? Hispanics,
Right.
Indians. You understand?
Right.
That's what we call ourselves in these last days, man. By the names which the oppressors put upon us, man. Right? Because they
Right.
gave us those names to do what? To stop us from keeping the name of Israel, man.
That's right.
And to get rid of it out of our minds, man. So we didn't know who we were in today's time. If you put our people in a line, you understand, like this, and they're all going to give you a different term or terminology of their background, of their nationality.
Right.
One's going to say I'm black, one's going to say I'm black British or black American or African American or Afro American, you know, a West Indian, what is it, Indian, right? And you know, different names like that. Now, how did that happen? By them cutting off our true name, man. Our true identity is in this book.
Right.
They're taking crafty counsel against us. You understand? Read on.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
And they are together with one mindset. You understand? They're in purpose and pursuit of, with one mindset to do what? Read.
They are confederate against thee.
They conspire against us, man. They are against us. They are confederates against us.
Right.
Their Confederate flag is against us, man. You understand? They are against us. All the nations. Read on.
The tabernacles of Edom.
That the tabernacle meaning dwelling place. You understand? The dwelling place of Edom, the Edomites, the so-called white man, white woman, the so-called white man, Salakia, right? The tabernacle, his dwelling, wherever he dwells on the earth, that's his tabernacle, all right? The tabernacles of Edom, read.
And the Ishmaelites.
Ishmael, all right? That's the Arabs, Arabia, that's Ishmaelites, all right?
Of Moab.
The Moabites are your Chinese today, you understand? Read on.
And the Hagarenes.
Hagarenes.
Gabal and Ammon and Amalek.
Gabal, Ammon, and Amalek is your Jewish people of today, pretending to be Judah. Read.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Right, Philistines and Tyre, man. Read on. Africans, you understand?
Asher also is joined with them.
Asher also is joined with them, you understand? Assyrians is joined with them. Read.
They have holpen the children of Lot.
They're helping Lot's children to come against us, man, to conspire against us. So all these nations, which have just been read in Psalms 83 right here, are all conspiring. You understand?
Right.
Against the children. All these nations are conspiring against the children of God, man. Against the children of Israel. You understand? Read on.
Salah, do unto them as unto the Midianites.
Is that verse 12? Salakia?
This is verse 9.
Verse 9. Read. Do unto them as unto the Midianites. In ancient time, the Lord destroyed the Midianites. You understand?
Right.
That's why it's saying to do to these nations today. This is a future prophecy. It's not happened yet. And we're praying for this to happen. That's the whole point, right? Do unto them as unto the Midianites. Read.
As to Sisera.
That's what the Lord did to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
And to Jabin back in the days in ancient time when he took us out, our forefathers out of Egypt.
Right.
He destroyed them nations then. King David is praying that the Lord will destroy these nations today. Same way. Read on.
At the brook of Kison, which perished at Endor.
They perished, man. Read.
They became as dung for the earth.
It was like filthy doo-doo, man. You understand? They became as dung for the earth, man. They was wasted away. You understand? They was like waste that got wasted away, man. Read.
Make their nobles like Arab and like Zayeb.
Right, again, Arab and Zayeb, man, those ancient times where the Lord was punishing them, you understand, for coming against us.
Right.
Coming against our forefathers, man. The Lord destroyed them then. And he's praying that you do that to these folks of today, man. Read on.
Yea, all their princes as Zabar and as Zalmanah, who said.
Now the Lord's going to punish these folks. The Lord's going to punish these heathens. The Lord's going to punish these other nations. Now, why is the Lord going to punish these nations? Is the Lord an unjust God? Is he unjust? Didn't he create us all? You understand? Didn't he make all people? He sure did. You understand? But we're going to get into it in this class right now anyway. But read on. This is why the Lord is going to deal with these people. Read.
Who said, let us take to us.
What did they say?
Let us take to ourselves.
This is what they said, man. Let us take to ourselves all these nations gathered up together with one mindset, conspiring against the children of God, the Israelites.
Right.
And they said what?
Let us take to ourselves.
They said, let's take to ourselves. Let's take to ourselves. Read on.
The houses of God in possession.
The houses of God in possession. Now, who's the houses of God, man? The houses of God is Reuben, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Dan, Naphtali, Gad, Asher, Simeon, Zebulun. You understand? Issachar, whoever missed. Ephraim, Manasseh. They're the houses of God, man. You understand? Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, to be precise, in this time. And they have said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God. Let us rule over them. Let us have them in dominion over them. Right. Let's take to ourselves the houses of God. Read on.
It's like here. In possession.
So let's possess them. Possession means to own them. You understand?
Right.
That's why when they took us, they gave. I showed you a picture before, man. You understand? Prior, they whipped the skin off our backs, man. To accept their name, man. You understand? To receive their name. Right? They changed our names, man. Read that last bit again, Brother.
Who said, let us take to ourselves the house of God in possession.
They possessed us, man. Read on.
That's 12.
That's 12, right? So now, gonna go from there. Right? And we're gonna go to Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 32, verse 8. 8 to 12,
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32, verse 8. When Most High divided to the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
Read that again from the top.
When the Most High divided to the nations their inheritance.
So when the Most High created the nations, you understand, he divided them and he gave them their inheritance on the earth. You understand? The northern kingdom was the northern Slakia, the Japhet, children of Japhet, they got the north of the earth. You understand? The children of Ham, they got the southwest of the earth. You understand? And Shem, Salakia, Shem got the center of the earth. You understand? So Shem, the children of Shem, was in what they call the Middle East. You understand? So in today's time, the Middle East, right? Because that's the middle of the earth. Right? That's where the Shemites dwelt, and the Japhites was in the north, man. All right, up in what do you call that today? Rome and Greece. All right, because Esau conquered them and took them over. You understand? Right. And the Africans have been in in Africa, man. What's known as Africa today. You understand? Which is the land of Ham. All right, read on.
Right. When he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel.
So what did the Lord do, man? The Lord is a separatist, you understand? And the Lord separated the sons of Adam.
Right.
The Lord did not want all nations to be joined together, you understand?
That's right.
That's the wicked mindset of Esau today. And he's trying to bind everyone together. Correct. You understand? There's a reason why everyone has got a different phenotype, you understand? A different appearance, you understand? Right. When I look in the mirror, I do not look Chinese, man. A black man cannot look in the mirror and say he looks Chinese.
Right.
You understand? Every nation looks after their own kind, you understand? or looks like their own kind. African looks like an African. You understand? A so-called Negro looks like a so-called Negro man. You understand? A so-called white man looks like a so-called white man. Right. The so-called Arab man looks like a so-called Arab man. Right? And his woman looks just like him, just the same. Why? Because they're supposed to be together. Every nation is supposed to have their male and their female together. You understand? There's not no crossing nation, but that's not the class today. Talking about crossing over nation, which is against the Lord. But that's not the class today. All right, read on.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
The Lord's portion is his people. Like, he created all people on the face of the earth. He created the beasts. He created, you know what I'm saying, the fishes, the fowls of the air. You understand? And out of the people, the Lord says his portion is what? Salaki, read that again, Baba Kishan.
For the Lord's portion is his people.
The Lord's portion is his, possessive, his people. Read on.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
There you go, man. Jacob, Abraham, then the blessing went from Abraham to Jacob. That's Salakia, from Abraham to Isaac, and then to Jacob. Jacob got the blessing. Jacob had 12 sons, and the blessings passed down through their blood lineage, through their blood of their father, right? Read that again, last bit of that.
For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of his inheritance.
Jacob is the lot of his inheritance, man. He chose that parcel of people in the earth for himself, you understand? Jacob is the lot of his inheritance. Read on.
He found him in a desert land and in the waste, howling wilderness.
Just like when Jacob fled from Esau, you understand? And he was going to his uncle Laban's, right? His uncle Laban's, right? He was traveling by the wilderness, man. He was in the wilderness, going there and also coming back, man. You understand? And the Lord was guiding him. That's what the founding him in a desert, howling wilderness means. The Lord was with him. Every step Jacob took, the Most High was taking it with him while he was walking. You understand? He was walking in the vibe and the presence and the power of the Most High. Alright? Read on.
He led him about. He instructed him.
And he gave him a guidance, man. And instructions, you understand? The Lord did that to Jacob. He gave him guidance and instructions. Read on.
He kept him as the apple of his eye.
Kept him as the pupil of the apple of his eye, man. You understand? Meaning, he would never let anything happen to Jacob, man.
That's right.
You understand? He was more Jacob, which is Israel later on. He was precious in the eye's sight. You understand? That's what it means, the apple of your eye, man. Alright? Most precious possession, you understand, in the Most High's eyes, out of every single people on the planet. Read on.
As an eagle stirreth up her nest, fluttereth over her young, spreadeth abroad her wings, taketh them, beareth them on her wings.
Alright, we're going to 12. Is that 12?
11.
Okay. Right, like an eagle watches over her young. That's how the Most High watches over us, man, over the children of Israel. You understand? And that's how he was watching over Marshall, man. That's Moses, right? Jacob, Salakia. Jacob, right? That's how he was watching over Jacob, man. You understand? Read on.
So the Lord alone did lead him, and there was no strange God with him.
There was no idols with Jacob, man. There was no Kaaba stone with Jacob, man. Alright? There was no star, no sun, you understand? Or worshipping of. There was no wood with Jacob, no wooden cross, you understand? There was no false religions with Jacob. You understand? Everyone's trying to dispute where the truth is and what the truth is. It's right here in this Bible, man. No any other book outside of this Bible, the guidance in this Bible right here. You understand? Nothing else can tell you the prophecies, man. What is and is, what was and is to come, man. You understand? Because the Bible tells you no prophecy of this scriptures of any private interpretation, man. You understand? And none of these prophecies, what it says in here, is gonna fail, man. You understand? And you can't get that in anywhere else, man. You can't get that anywhere else apart from right here in the I.S.U.P.K, man.
That's
Understand?
right.
King James Version, man. Alright, in the King James Bible, man. That's the only place you can get this truth from. No other book, man. Read on.
That's 12.
That's 12, right? So 12. Then we're gonna go to 1 Corinthians 3:16. 17.
The book of 1 Corinthians chapter 3 verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of God, and that the Spirit of God dwelleth in you?
It's like right. Our body is the temple of the Most High, man.
Right.
Right. So, and the Spirit of the Lord dwells in us. You understand?
God.
When you do what the Lord commands for you to do, the Spirit of the Lord rests on you, man.
That's right.
Right? You won't do what other people in the world do. Why? Because you got a different vibe about you, man.
God.
You got the Spirit of the Lord. You understand? That's the vibe of the Lord you've got on you. You won't eat pork, but everyone else is eating pork. Why is that? Because you got the vibe of the Lord on you, man. You got the Spirit of the Lord. You understand?
Right.
You know, all the wickedness that people do in the earth today, man. You won't do certain things because you're keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
Right.
You understand? Read on.
If any man defile the temple of God.
If you're eating pork, you're defiling your temple. You understand? No, you're not. That your body is a temple of the Lord, man. Meaning the Lord created you for His purpose, man. You're supposed to be serving the Lord, but how can you serve the Lord when your mind is sober? If you're not sober-minded, man. If you are high, smoking your head off, how can you serve the Lord, man? You understand? If you're eating pork and defiling your temple, how can you serve the Lord, man?
Right.
Alright, it is impossible to please the Most High, man, if you're sinning against Him. You understand? That means you're not in the vibe and the Spirit of the Lord, man.
God.
Alright, read on.
If any man defile the temple of God, him shall God destroy.
And so you're seeing a lot of our people are wasted today in these times because they're defiling their temples, man.
Right.
They're defiling their temples because they've been under oppression for over 400 years, man, and then some, man.
God.
You understand? So we turn out, because we can't see a way out of all of this now. We turn to defiling our temples.
Right.
A lot of us don't know we're defiling our temples, man. And that's where the I.S.U.P.K comes in, man. You understand? Because we're here now. You understand? We're here now to come and bring this truth out. You understand? And to teach the people, man. You understand that we ain't supposed to defile our temple, man. You understand? We're supposed to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Read them.
For the temple of God is holy, which temple ye are.
Right, your body is a temple of the Most High, man. Ye are the temple of God. You understand?
Right.
Your body is a temple of the Most High. Ye are God's temple. And if you defile your body, which is the temple of the Most High, He created you, right? Then Him, he or she, will the Lord destroy, man. If you're smoking weed, the Lord will destroy your temple. And if you're smoking weed, you're defiling your temple, man, according to the Bible.
Right.
And the Lord will destroy you in the end, man. Right? Meaning you destroying yourself. You understand? You're smoking your life away, man. Alright? If you eating pork, man, guess what? You're defiling your temple, man. And the Lord will destroy you in the end, man.
Right.
Alright? And if you abuse yourself with mankind as you do, as you're supposed to lie with a woman, you sleeping with a man, man, you're defiling your temple, man. Guess what? The Lord, if you don't repent, the Lord will destroy you, man. Alright? Likewise, women, man. You understand? Going women to women. Listen, man, if you don't repent, the Lord will destroy you, man, because you're defiling your temple. Read on. That's it on that. Can't get me. It's like chapter 2 Esdras. You understand? Because we're not supposed to be doing those things, man. If you get me there, 2 Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54 to 59, Bible Kashab.
Book of 2 Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, Of him come we all, and the people also whom thou hast chosen. All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
So the Most High, what? He made the world for our sakes. Read on.
As for the other people,
As for the other people,
which
right, the other people that have conspired, you understand, against the children of God, man.
Right.
Against the Israelites, you understand. All them other people have conspired, which we read up before, Psalms 83, man. They have conspired, man, against the children of Israel. Read on.
Which also come of Adam.
And they come of Adam as well, right? But there's something wrong with them, man. They're conspiring against the children of Israel, man. Read on.
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
What did the Lord say about the other people which also come of Adam?
Thou hast said that they are nothing.
The Most High said they're nothing. You understand?
Right.
That's what the Lord says. Now, could you understand why they would conspire against you? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Could you understand why they would conspire against you? Read that again, Baruch Shah.
As for the other people,
As for the other people,
which also come of Adam,
they come of Adam too.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
The Most High said they're nothing. You understand? And they don't want to hear that. Right? And why they're nothing, man? Because they worship, the reason why the Lord, they worship wood and stone. The Lord hates them.
That's
because
right.
they serve no purpose towards him, man. You understand? They eat pork or all unclean things they eat, man. We're going through this time of coronavirus right now, man. You understand? COVID-19. And
Right.
what happened, man? Chinese man decided to eat bats, man. You understand? This is coming way down into Wuhan, China, man, and it's spreading all over the planet right now.
Right.
You understand? Places on lockdown because of those Chinese, man. But it's funny, no one's saying anything about that. Read on.
But be like unto spittle.
But these nations are like what?
Unto spittle.
That's what the Lord says. These nations are just like little spit that come out of your mouth, man.
Right.
You're talking now and a spit fly out of your mouth. You're just like, oh, you know, you're not bothered about them, man. You understand? Read on.
And has likened the abundance of them.
So if you get the abundance of them, all of them, okay? The Lord said if you liken the abundance of them, read.
Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Yeah, he is likened the abundance of them as a drop that falleth from a vessel, man. So again, you got water right here in this vessel, man, and if I'm drinking some now, you understand, and a little bit just fell, the abundance of them is just like that little drop, man. Is likened the abundance of them of what?
Unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Go on, read on.
And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed as nothing.
These what?
These heathen.
These heathens, man. Even that term, when you hear it, it's like, ugh, these heathens. You understand? These hideous heathens, man.
Right.
Which have ever been refuted as nothing. They've been well known as being nothing, man.
Right.
You understand? Nobodies, man. You understand? Africans are walking in dirt today, man. Why? Because they've been refuted as nothing, man. You understand? Esau's in the cave busting lice out of his grandmother's hair and eating them, man. You understand? Forever been refuted as nothing, man. Chinese are eating bat soup and roaches and all manner of disgusting things, man. Alright?
Right.
Ever been refuted as nothing, man. Alright? The Arabs are eating what? Camel meat and shit. So like camel meat, man. You know what I mean? Ever refuted as nothing, man. Those are unclean. You can't eat those things. You can't deal with those things, man. Read on.
Have begun to be lords over us.
But what do they do now?
Have begun to be lords over us.
They're ruling over us now, man.
Right.
They're ruling over us, and they're ruling over us for a good while now, to the point where what? We've forgotten who we are on the earth, man. We think we're below them now.
Right.
We think that we're the nobodies now. We think that we're the base men. We think that we're the heathens, man.
Right.
We think that we're the Gentiles, man. You understand? Not knowing that we're the chosen children of the Lord, man. That's what we don't understand, man. And they keep that hidden from us, you understand? That's their whole conspiracy, man.
Right.
Excuse me. They keep that hidden from us, man. Because if we knew that, we'll be thriving right now. Understand? We'll be blessed because why? We'll know how to live and keep those laws, statutes, and commandments. We'll know how to love our brethren and our sister, man. Read on.
And to devour us.
And they're devouring us, man. They conspire against us and devouring us, man.
Right.
And we don't even know it, man. We walk in our streets and they hunting us and coming up with new devices to try and trap us and destroy us, man. You understand?
Right.
They devouring us, reader.
I can't. It's like, but we, thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn.
But we're the first. Nevertheless, man, we're still gonna be chosen in the end. We're still the chosen people. You understand?
Right.
Right. The Lord called us called us his firstborn, man. You blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you're the firstborn of the Lord, man. Don't let no heathen, you understand, try and take your place, man.
Right.
And don't let no heathen try and trick you out of your place, out of your position in this earth with their cunning devices, man. Their slick, slimy ways, man.
God.
You understand? Because they are the serpent that's in the Bible, man. They got the spirit of the serpent, man. They got the seed of the serpent, man.
That's right.
You understand? Do not let them trick you out of your blessings, black man, Hispanics, and Native Indian man and woman, man. Don't let them turn you away from the Lord and give you Christianity, man. You understand? Give you religion, man. You understand? False religion. Don't let them do those things to you, man. It's time for you to return back to this Bible, the laws, statutes, and commandments. They don't keep them, and that's how you know what we're dealing with is real, man. Alright, read on.
It's like, but we thy people, whom thou hast called thy firstborn, thy only begotten and thy fervent lover.
We're the people who the Lord called the only begotten, man. The firstborn, man.
Right.
You understand? Out of all this earth and all these people, the Lord chose us first. The firstborn, man. And only chose us, just so you understand. You understand? Right? The heathens have got their own ranks also, but the Lord chose us first, man.
That's right.
Alright? Amongst the heathens, that heathen's gonna be over that heathen and so on and so. Everyone can't be in the same place. You understand? Like Esau is at the top now. Well, he's gonna be at the very bottom soon and very soon when Yahushua returns. Alright? That's where he's gonna be. And those that are at the bottom, which is us, this is our time to wake up, man.
That's
and
right.
the Lord is gonna put us back on high, man. You understand? Read on.
Are given into their hands.
What it says, we're given into their hands, not right now. We're in their hands right now. You understand? Now you can get out of the hands, man. You can come out of his hands, return back to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man. You understand? And you'll be coming out of his hands, man.
Right.
You understand? Because we're gonna rule next, man. We're the next ruling class and ruling empire, ruling class on this earth, man. You understand? The Lord is going to raise up his chosen people once again, man. Read on.
If the world now be made for our sakes.
So Ezra is asking the Lord, man, if the world been made for our sakes, it was made for us, right? That's what you said. I believe you. Read on.
Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
So why ain't we ruling? Why are we so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians? Why are we just pushed aside, man? You understand? Why are we trodden down? Why are we at the bottom? Why do we have to take the security jobs and the cleaning jobs and the jobs that the oppressors don't want, man?
Right.
Why do we have to do those jobs, man? Right? Which shows you that we're not treated equally or fairly, man.
That's right.
Alright? We have to take those jobs. Why? Read that again, Baba Kasha.
Why do we not possess an inheritance with the world?
This is going to explain why we're treated this way and they're treated that way, man. Why don't we possess a position with the world, right? Read on.
How long shall this endure?
So how long are we going to be at the bottom for, man? That's what Ezra is asking the Most High right here. How long are we going to be at the bottom and they ruling over us, these heathens, man? Read on.
That's it.
That's it on that? Come on. Exodus 1:8 to 14, Baba Kasha. You understand? Because blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have got to start to stand up to take back your rightful place or position in this earth, man.
Right.
Alright? The Lord did not put us in this position for these heathens to be over us forever, man. How long shall this be? You understand? And we're going to get into that, man. How long shall this be? You understand? Read on.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1, verse 8. Now there arose up a king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
So we're going into when the Israelites was in you understand, captivity in Egypt, man.
Right.
Well, before they was actually in captivity, but they was in Egypt at this point, you understand? And there rose up a king in Egypt, read on,
And he said unto his people,
that did not know Joseph, and he said unto his people, read,
Behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
So whilst we was in Egypt, man, you understand, in ancient time, guess what? We were multiplying, man. The Lord,
Right.
the Lord was blessing us, man. You understand? And we was multiplying, you see, right? And what did the Egyptians say? What did the Hamites say? What did the Africans say?
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
The Africans said, see them Negroes over there? The Hamites said, see them Negroes over there? Right?
Right.
Let's deal wisely with them. Let's be smart with them, man.
God.
Let's be smart with them. And guess what? Every time Hamite Africans come amongst us, man, they're being smart with you, man.
That's right.
You understand? You cannot join with these heathens, man. We can't join with these nations, man. We can't join with these Africans. You know why? They automatically want to be over you.
Right.
You understand? It said what?
Come on, let us deal wisely with them.
Let's deal wisely with them. Read on.
Lest they multiply, and it come to pass, that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies.
Let's deal wisely with them, because they multiply, and we don't want, if they fall out with us and they join with another nation which is in our around us, you understand? They're gonna fight us, man. And you know what? Let's take that up to today's time, man. Esau is the modern day Egyptian, man. Right? This place is what we're living in today in these European empires, man. It's spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt, man.
That's right.
You understand? Where our Lord is crucified as well, man. They kill the spirit of the Most High, man. They kill the vibe of the Lord, man. You understand? And they put up the fake, false image, man.
Right.
You understand? That's what they have done. Alright? So read that again, Baba Kishore. Let me just get that.
Lest they multiply, and it come to pass, that when there falleth out any war, they join unto our enemies and fight against us.
So listen, just like the white man saying today, listen, we need to get rid of them Negroes, man, because you know what? If they join with the Muslims, or if they join with the Africans, or if they join with, they all thinking the same thing today. They're thinking the same thing today. Read on.
And so get them up out of the land.
Listen, man, we need to we need to windrush them back, man. We need to windrush them back to the Caribbean, man. What do you think that is, man? Let's deal wisely with them. Meanwhile, other nations can come in here and claim asylum, man.
Right.
Blacker than you, man. Blacker than us, man. Darker than us in hue, man. And guess what? They can still come in and take your place.
Right.
So it's not everyone. We're not all the same, man. There's a conspiracy going on against you, black man and Hispanic man and woman and children, man. There's a conspiracy against us, man.
That's right.
You understand? Read on.
Therefore they did set over them taskmasters.
And what they're doing in these times, man, they set over us taskmasters, man. Meaning what? If a black man work in these industries, man, they're never at the top. They're never at the top. They won't let you be at the top, giving orders to nobody else, man. Why is that, man? Because they don't want you to be no taskmasters, man. They want to be the taskmasters over you, or they put one of their people over you to be the taskmasters, man. That's what they're doing. They're being wisely with us. Why? Because they can't have you in a position like that. Otherwise, where are they going to be?
Right.
Position like that, and they don't want that. So in order for them to be up, they got to keep you down, man. You understand? If you rise up, they got to come down. It's a scale, man. Read on. Because two lions can't rule, man. You understand? Read on.
They did set over them taskmasters to afflict them with their burdens.
And so what they do, man, they give you, they make you work 10 times harder than everybody else's, man.
Right.
You got to work harder to meet their criteria, man. 10 times harder to meet their criteria. Right? If you're in a so-called third world country or whatever the case is, man, guess what? If you got your full qualifications over there, when you come over here into these European countries, guess what? You got to redo that, man.
Right.
And you got to start again from scratch. Meanwhile, you're the best, man. You know everything there is to know to run the thing, man. But guess what? They won't let you. They won't let you because they class yours as beneath them, man.
Right.
and you know 10 times more than them. Alright, read on. And
Con.
that's how they deal wisely with us. Read on.
And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
Pythons and Ramses, man. You understand? The Egyptians made the Israelites serve with rigor, and they built treasure cities, man.
Right.
Like Washington D.C. You understand? Where else? The White House, the Pentagon, man. You understand? Slaves built that. Black slaves. You understand? Our people built those things, man. All these listed buildings you go around and see, black hands, slave hands have been all over that, man.
Right.
From the foundations up, man. But guess what? You don't get no credit for that, man.
That's right.
They won't give you no credit for that, black woman, Hispanic and Native. They won't give us no credit for those, man. Read on.
But the more they afflicted them, the more they multiplied and grew.
The more they afflicted us back in the days in ancient Egypt, man. Right? Back in those times, the more our people multiplied and grew. Why? Because the Most High is blessing us, man.
That's right.
They trying to kill us off, Planned Parenthood in these times, and drug, turn us into crackheads and druggies and all those things, man. But guess what? The Lord is still blessing us, man.
God.
They trying to, lock us up in jail houses and all those things. But guess what? The Lord is still blessing us, man. Because the Lord won't let them get rid of us, man.
Right.
It's impossible. As it is written, so shall it be done. It's impossible, man. They shall try. They will try.
God.
But the Lord won't let it happen like that, according to as they wish, man. You understand? Just read on.
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
And they were what?
And they were grieved because of the children of Israel.
Listen, man. Just like today, man. Do you know when they see a black man's face, they are grieved, man?
Right.
You know that black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. When they see your face, when the oppressor that took your land and all your spoils, when they see your face, man, they are grieved, man. When they see you multiplying with your own nation, sticking with your own people, guess what, man? They are grieved, man.
God.
Understand that. They want you divided in so they can rule, man.
That's right.
Split you all up in different doctrines and philosophies and different religions, man.
Right.
They put y'all in all our people in different religions, man. Whatever the slave master was, if he was a Pentecost, that family over there is a Pentecost. If this one's a Seventh-day Adventist, these slaves would be the Seventh-day Adventists over this side. For whatever the slave master is, that's what the slaves are, man.
Right.
Why? Because he owned them, man. You understand? So whatever the slaves masters were, that's what the slaves would follow, man.
God.
So you did not choose to be in religion, man. Freely choose to be in religion, man. You did not choose to be in you understand? You didn't choose to be in religion, man.
Right.
Rather, we were forced and coerced, you understand, to be a part of their wicked empire and their wicked system, man. To follow their ways and their philosophies, man. But guess what? We ain't supposed to do that. The Lord will punish us if we do that, man.
That's right.
And now we've got to come out of her, my people, man. Alright, read on.
And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, and they made their lives bitter with hard bondage.
And they made our lives bitter with hard bondage in ancient Egypt and in today's Egypt, man. We was chopping sugar cane in the Caribbean, man. You understand? Our people, man, our forefathers is cutting sugar cane in the Caribbean, man.
Right.
Right? Planting tobacco and reaping those for the oppressors, man. That's how Britain got rich, man, off the backs of slaves, the sugarcane plantations in the Caribbean, man. You understand?
Right.
That's what they did. You were serving, our people were serving with rigor, man. You understand? Cutting cane from sun up to sundown, man, for the rest of your life. You understand? Read on. It's like the rest of your life, your whole life. I mean to say, it's like read on.
In mortar and in brick, and in all manner of service in the field.
And guess what, man? In mortar and in brick, guess who was building those places up back in the days, man? Black people were, man.
Right.
You understand? Our forefathers, slaves, so-called slaves, were building these places up, man. Right? The Underground Railroad was built by what? Slaves, man. You see what I'm saying? what is it over here, the underground, the rail tracks can't, right? And in America, man, they had the what was that, the underground, what was that with it's like
Underground Railroad.
Underground railroad, same thing, right? Can't, right? Our people built that, man.
Right.
It built off the backs of blood, sweat, and tears of our forefathers, man, and mothers, man. All right, read on.
No, can't.
14.
14. All their service, and in all manner of service in the field, all their service wherein they were wherein they made them serve was with rigor.
Hard bondage, man.
Right.
Everything we did, they made it hard for us to do, man. Right? They wanted us to serve them. Guess what? They made it hard for us to even serve them, man. You understand? All manner of service in the field and in wherein we were made to serve was made with rigor, man. Meaning hard. You understand? Didn't have to be hard, but they made it hard, man. They made it hard for you. Imagine you're cutting your cane or you're picking your cotton and they just come down and come and kick it all down. You have to start picking them all back up again and all those things. They did those things, man. They did those things, man. The cotton, you got a bag full of cotton and they take it away. You understand? And you have to pick some more. You have to start all over again. They did that, man. They kick down your bags and all that. When you're half full, you not got enough, kick that shit down. So like you kick that down, man. And say, go and pick some more, man. You're not picked enough. You better start again, man. Read up.
I was 14.
I was 14. God. Alright, so they did that to our forefathers, man, and mothers, and they're still doing that to us today, man. Deuteronomy 28, verse 15,
Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So the Lord is saying something to the Israelites. The Lord is saying something to the children of Israel. Our forefathers, this is what the Lord was saying to it. It's going to happen if you will not listen to the voice of the Lord our God. What would happen?
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day.
The Lord commanded us, you understand, and he gave us laws and statutes, which he commanded us this day. He said if we did not observe it and keep it and do it, alright, we've got to do it, okay? Don't listen to the Christian church where you just, you observe it, but you don't do it, right? You got to observe it and you got to do it also. Read on.
That's right. That all these curses shall come upon thee.
And that's why we're being punished right now, man.
Right.
That's why we're in the predicament that we're in Mossad, Toxtiff, you understand? Slucky, where's the camp? The camp. Handsworth, right? Where's the camp in the camp? London, Slucky. Right? Brixton camp, man. Khan, right? All these things are happening to our people in these places, man.
Right.
Why? Because we're not serving the Lord, man.
That's right.
You understand? And all these, and because we're not serving the Lord, read on.
And all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
And we've been punished so bad that it's overtook us, man. The punishment and the position that it's overtook us, man. That's why we want to smoke our life away, man. Why? Because it's too much. This life, it seems too much for us, man. Right? But guess what? The Lord don't want us to smoke. The Lord wants to make you strong again. And the Lord wants to strengthen you back up to your rightful position, man.
Right.
Because you can't be a king bunning weed, man. Smoking weed and taking drugs. You cannot be a king, man. You understand?
Cool.
Read on.
That's 15.
15, right? Jump to 25.
Verse 25. The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies.
That's because we didn't keep those commandments, man. They conspired against us, and the Lord allowed them to take us also. Why? Because we ain't trying to... Read that again, Baba Kisha.
The Lord shall cause thee to be smitten before thine enemies. Thou shalt go out one way against them, and flee 7 ways before them.
And just to let you know, man, we went one way against them. All in a line, formation, and guess what? We ended up fleeing 7 ways all over the place. Right? Because they're smiting us, man. They're destroying us, and we had to flee. Just like today's time, you know, try to take on those heathens now. Guess what? They call in 10, 15, 20, 50 of their brothers, man. And you ain't got no one to call. You end up fleeing all over the place, man.
Right.
unless you're in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand?
That's right.
So we can be strengthened again. The Lord don't want us to be weak, man. You understand? The Lord is calling for strong men, man. Alright? 25 to finish? Read on.
And shall be removed into all the kingdoms of the earth.
So when they took us down, man, they removed us into all the kingdoms of the earth. This is when they began to rule us now, have us, take us into possession, man. The houses of God, they started to divide us up and say, French, what is some of us over here? Britain, what is some of us here? You know what I mean? They took us and have us here. America's got some of us here. You understand? All them European countries took us and divided us up, man. You understand? That's what we're reading in the Bible, man. Alright?
That's 25.
That's 25. Jump to 32 to 33.
Verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So our sons and daughters was given to a meaning what? When they conquered us, the other nations just took our children, man. Given to another people, man.
Right.
You understand? Because what can you do? They just took them, man. That's what it means to be given into the hands of another people. You understand? The Lord allowed that to go down, man, because we was against Him, man. Right? That's how they conspired against us. Right? To keep it on topic, conspired against the nations, conspiring against the children of Israel, man. Right. That's how they conspired against us. You understand? The moment we was weak, they just took us like that, man.
That was fair.
Right? The moment our God turned away from us because we were being so wicked, he just gave up on us. He turned his back and said, you know what, deal with it yourself, man. Handle your business, man. Because you don't want to serve me. Well, fine. But you're going to serve somebody. You end up in the hands of your enemies, man. You end up serving your enemies. Just like today when we go out and we tell our people, turn away from eating pork, or turn away from going to the Christian church, or turn away, you understand, from being a whoremonger, or you know, a woman sleeping around. Turn away from those wickedness, man. Turn away from selling drugs. Guess what? They want to continue to sell drugs, man.
Right. And
then what happens? They end up getting caught and thrown in jail. That's the Lord giving them into the hands of their oppressor, man. You understand? Now what? They're in jail. They can't make nothing in jail. You can't do nothing. You can't look after your children in jail. Your children are suffering. Everyone's suffering, man.
Correct.
Because of the mistake you want to go down and make instead of returning to the Lord, man. Turn from your wicked ways, man. Read on.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
So your children are going to be given away. Just like if you get locked up, you can't see your children, man. It's just, what's the difference today? It's the same thing. There's many ways you can't see your children. Either they're coming and disturb your house and take your children away from you. You understand? For whatever different type of reasons, which is not lawful. You understand? Because they'll make crackhead Edomites keep their children, but they'll take yours away. You understand? Alright, but read on, Slaki.
And there shall be no might in thine hand.
Then there's no power in your hand to take your children back, man. There's no military might to win over to win over back your children. You understand? To conquer them and defeat them and get your children back.
Right.
There is no monetary might for you to say, you know what? Let's strike up a deal. Let me give you some money. You understand? And you give me back my children, man.
Cool.
There is no might in thy hand. Read on.
The fruit of thy land and all thy labours shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
That nation that didn't know us, that brought us into the Caribbean and various places, listen, they didn't know us, man. And when we worked for them and did all what we didn't get nothing called reparations back, man. You understand? And everything we did, guess who ate it, man? Guess who made the best use of it, man? You understand?
Right.
Could you taste a piece of that cane, man, while you was in the field, man? Oh, hell no. Don't even think of touching master's cane, man. You understand? You'll be severely beaten and more to the point put to death, man.
That's right.
Alright? Don't you ever think of doing that, man. They put a muzzle on your mouth if you decide to try and take one bite out of that cane, man. Understand that? Alright, read on.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
Right, because you didn't want to listen to the Lord, man. We just always oppressed and crushed, man.
Right.
We're always in that position. And because you don't want to return to the Lord, you want to continue to follow the ways of the wicked, man, and do what the wicked oppressors do, man. And guess what you're doing? You're just adding sin to sin, which is causing the Lord to come against you. You fear the man that the Lord has put you and given you in the hands of because of your wickedness.
Right.
When if you turn from your wickedness and serve the Lord, you understand, the Lord will make him respect you, man. But he don't respect you when you bow into him. You understand? He don't respect you when you want to join onto him, because he don't want to join onto you.
Right.
He respects you when you separate from him and keep yourself to your own people and let him keep himself to his own people, and I guarantee you he'll respect you then. Why? Because the Lord says so. The Lord said don't join unto them, man. Alright, read on.
That's 33.
Going on, 33, 36 verse 36 to 37, Bible Christian, alright?
36. The Lord shall bring thee and thy king, which thou shalt set over thee, unto a nation which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
So we came amongst these heathen, we came amongst Esau, man. We didn't know Esau, we didn't know him in those times, you understand?
Right.
That we know him now because we've been in captivity now. This is the end of our captivity. You understand? But prior to this, before when he took us, we didn't know him. We didn't know him like that. He's not our brother like that, you understand?
Right.
We don't get down like that, you understand? This is a different man right here. In fact, this is not even a man right here, man. We're dealing with a whole different spirit of a person, man. Or a thing, whatever you want to class it as, man.
Right.
Alright? Because a human being would not do what they did, but I'm not getting into that right now. You know what I'm saying? It's like it. Read on.
And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
And when he took us, man, he got us. He made us. He conquered our people, right? Those that would not bow down to his false images and his false gods and his idols and his oppressive ways, he put them to death, man.
Right.
Many of our fathers died, you understand, not bowing down to Caesar Borgia, man. Not bowing down to their philosophy, you understand. Many of our forefathers died not doing that, man. They died in their dignity, you understand. Alright? Read that again, Baba Kishore.
Slakia. And there shalt thou serve other gods, wood and stone.
When we got to these new places where the oppressors brought us, man, we were serving his gods now.
Right.
Wood and stone, man. These false religions, man, got one on the other side, wood, man, Christianity, and you got on the other side, you got what, the cobblestone, man. Right, you got Islam on the other side, man. The two major religions in the earth today. That's what the Lord is talking about. You're gonna be going amongst them, right? And you're gonna be serving their gods, man.
Right.
You understand? And you know, it's funny. Not that you know. What's funny about it is nowadays is our people are willingly serving these idols, man. Willingly. Used to have our forefathers was forced. Many of them died. You understand? Not doing it, man.
Right.
And here you come like you're just ready to join any religion.
That's
Anything
right.
anyone says, you jumping on that bandwagon, man. And it's time you come into the I.S.U.P.K, man, under commanding Gen.YAHANNA, you understand? Because this is where the truth is at, and black people need a leader. Salakia, a leader right now, man.
Right.
You understand? We need our leaders. We need a leader, Salakia, right now, man. You understand? Because that's what we lack in the black community, man. Black Hispanics and Native Indians lack leaders, man. You understand? That's why we're going astray and joining anything we set our hands onto, man, latch onto it, man.
Right.
You understand, reader?
And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all the nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
So the Lord led us into these places, man, and guess what? We become astonishment, a proverb, and a byword, man, in these places, man. Meaning not respected, man. Looked down upon and frowned upon, man. Who gives you mercy, black man? Who shows you any compassion, black man?
Right.
Black woman, Native Indian man and woman. Who shows you any compassion, man? Nobody does. You know why? Because you're the children of the Most High, man.
That's right.
You're the chosen people. Read on.
That's 37.
That's 7, right? Jump to 43 to 50, Babakasha, right? So they don't show us no mercy, man. No empathy, man. You understand? No respect. No nothing, man. You understand?
Right.
Read on.
43. The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high.
So here we go, man. The conspiracy against the children of Israel, man. The strangers that is within thee, meaning wherever we are dwelling, other nations, the strangers, they will come amongst us, and guess what? They'll what?
Shall get above thee very high.
They're gonna get higher than us, man.
Right.
So we can't join with a Hamite, man. We can't join with the African in any form of fashion of business or anything like that, man. Why? Because he's gonna get above us very high, man. Can't join with the Chinese. Then we can't join with Esau. You understand? There's no other nation we can join with. Can't join with the Arabs. They won't even employ us anyway. Just goes to show you we're not the same. Right? Because they don't see us as the same.
That's right.
And black man and woman, you need to stop seeing yourself as in fact, you need to stop being confused, man. And that's where we come in at the I.S.U.P.K, man. You understand? Read that again, Baba Kishore.
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
The strangers which is within us, man, in Mossad and Toxteth, you understand? Handsworth, you understand?
Right.
Bristol, right? The strangers which is within thee, wherever we dwell, shall come up above thee very high. So if you look around us, they say we're all Africans, but all these Hamites are taking over, man.
Right.
And where you at, black man? We're getting pushed to the bottom, man.
That's right.
We're getting taken over. All our substance, they're taking it, man. Our music, they're taking it. Our styles, they're copying it and taking it. Yeah, you name it, man.
Right.
They're taking our swag, man. Our salt, man. Our flavor, they're taking it, man. Because we are the flavor, man. They got to come amongst us, get a little bit of it brushed off on them, and then they take it, man. Act like it was theirs in the first place. You understand? Body popping and break dancing and all those things, man. They taking our style, man. All right. So that's what these nations do, man. So read that again, Baba Kishore.
The stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt come down very low.
And that's what happened to us, man. They ruling over us, man. They conspired together, and they ruling over us, and they come up very high,
right?
And we come down very low. You know why? We don't know that they're conspiring against us, and we don't stick together. They do, we don't, and that's why we're at the bottom, man. Because we don't want to listen to the Lord, the Lord's words, man. Read on.
He shall lend to thee, and thou shalt not lend to him.
Right, they lending to thee, man. They will lend to you and charge you what, 30% tax, 20% tax, right? Interest, like your interest, right? They will lend to you and charge you whatever, 18%. What, I don't know what it is now. APR, whatever. It's gonna be high, right? The interest rate that they lend you £1,000 at, they want £1,450 back, man. Right? Because the strangers which is within thee shall get up above thee very high. Read on.
He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail.
He shall lend to thee, man. He shall be the head, and thou shalt be the tail, man. You understand? Because you refuse to serve the Most High, man. So these nations are conspired. You've not got your protector. You understand? You've not got the Heavenly Father watching over you and guiding you. And that's why you've left yourself open, you understand, for the heathens to get up above you very high, man. For him to be able to lend to you, for him to be able to be the head and you being the tail, man. The tail end, you know what that is, man? That's not a nice place to be on an animal, the tail end, man. You understand?
Right.
Get covered in all kinds of shit, you know what I'm saying? Read on. It's like, right?
Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee and overtake thee.
And all these curses, punishment came upon us, man. Alright, it overtook us, it pursued us wherever we went. Can't run away from it. Can't run away from the Most High. Like Jonah trying to run away from the Lord, ended up in the belly of a whale. And guess what? Black man, black woman, Hispanics, native man, woman, and child. You try running from the Lord and not doing thus says the Lord. You try not to repent, to return to the Lord. Guess where you ended up, man? In the belly of the beast, man.
That's right.
The belly of the beast, man. Right here in these European empires, man. The belly of the beast. That's where we ended up, man. Read on.
and overtake thee till thou be destroyed.
And guess what, man? That overtook us, man. And where are we now? At the bottom of society, man. Begging for handouts, man. Begging for that stimulus check, man. You know what I mean? That's where we ended up, black man, black woman, and native, Indian, and Hispanics, men and women, man. That's where we ended up in these last days, man. At the bottom. Why? Because we refused to serve the Lord, man.
Right.
Alright, so the Lord had these heathens allowed to come and take us, man, and they conspired together and said, right, this is what we're going to do, yeah, we're going to take them. Read on.
Because thou hearkenest not to, unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
That's why this is all happening, man. And if the pastors, you understand, they failed us in the Christian churches, but the reason why it's still happening to us is because they've not been teaching us, man.
Right.
They're supposed to be leading us back to the Most High, man. Not banging a tambourine, man. Not banging the drum and shaking the tambourine, you understand? They're supposed to be teaching us, thus says the Lord, so we can return unto the Lord, knowing who we are, man. Read that again for me, Baba Kasha.
Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his commandments and his statutes
because you don't
which he commanded thee.
Because you don't want to listen to the Lord, the voice of the Lord thy God, to keep his statutes and his commandments. Read on.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee. And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever.
Did you miss something?
Moreover, from 45 again. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed. Because thou hearkenest not unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
Because we refuse to listen to the word of the Lord, man. Read on.
To keep his commandments and his statutes which he commanded thee.
And this is what we need to do. We need to keep his statutes and his commandments which he commanded us to do. This is why, black man, you're at the bottom. Alright? Black woman, native Indian man and woman, this is why we're at the bottom, you understand?
Right.
Because we refuse the laws of the Lord, man. And until we get it together and start to keep them, that's the only time the Lord's going to bless us. Alright, read on.
And they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder.
So what's on us for a sign and wonder, man? The punishment from the Most High.
Right.
That's what's on us for a sign and for a wonder. But let's deal with the sign, man. That's on us for a sign. Why? To show who we are. To show in these last days that yes, those are the children of Israel. Right. See those people at the bottom right there that are suffering. See those people that have to do 10 times as much, more works like you than their heathen counterparts.
God.
Those people right there, they're these people. It's a sign that this is the children of Israel. Read on.
And upon thy seed forever.
Read on.
Because thou servest not the Lord thy God with joyfulness and with gladness of heart.
And that's why, because you didn't want to serve the Most High with joyfulness and gladness of heart, man. You didn't want to do it joyfully and willingly, you understand?
Correct.
And be joyous in doing it, you understand? Praise the Most High and joy, man. Keep his laws, be joyful about it, man. Oh, you can't eat pig, yeah, to hell with that shit, that garbage, man.
Correct.
And I feel good about it, you understand? Read on.
For the abundance of all things.
And with all keeping his laws, you'll be getting all things. Meaning what? You'll be at the top, man. You'll be at the top, man. Read on.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So because you don't want to keep them laws and statutes and commandments, the Lord's going to do what?
Thou shalt serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
The Lord's going to make you serve your enemies. That's how they conspired against us. Once the Spirit of the Lord had departed from us, right? They conspired against us. That's what happened there. Just like Samson, man. Samson had the Spirit of the Lord on him until he told Delilah where his great strength lie. Right. And what happened? The Spirit of the Lord left Samson and Samson became weak.
God.
And he prayed after the Philistines took him and gouged out his eyes and tortured him, man, and got him to grind at the mill. He was spinning, turning the mill to grind, make wheat and so on. Samson prayed one last prayer. You understand? His hair was beginning to grow back and he prayed one last prayer, man. And he says, Lord, give me the strength to tear down these Philistines so I can avenge them for what they've done to my eyes and so on and so forth.
Right.
One last time. And the Spirit of the Lord entered on Samson that last time, and he killed more Philistines, you understand, at that time than he ever did while he was walking on the earth.
God.
You understand? Read on.
In hunger and in thirst and in
And
nakedness.
you got to serve the enemies in hunger, in thirst, and nakedness, man. Why is it only our people that's got to do that, man? Read on.
And in want of all things.
And in everything you want, you got to go to your oppressors for that, man. If you want a death certificate, a marriage license, a car, you understand, a loan, a house, you name it, man, you got to go to your enemies for that, man.
Right.
Thus says the Lord. Why? Because you didn't want to keep the laws, man. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
And when you didn't want to, when you disobeyed the Lord, and you ended up in the hand of the enemies, guess what, man? The enemy put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, man.
God.
So when you running around thinking these heathens love you, they're looking to put a yoke of iron upon your neck, man.
Right.
They want you in chains. They want you in the yokes of iron. Why? They want you in, and you don't even have to be in physical iron now. In fact, we're not, because it's going to tell you further down. Right now, you're in a yoke of iron spiritually, man.
Right.
You're a slave, not knowing you're a slave, man. Thinking you're free, and you still got your oppressor's language and name, and you don't know nothing about your past history,
Right.
and nothing about your nationality. You are a slave, man.
That's right.
You understand, reader? And you don't want to know. That's the worst part of it. You should want to know, man. You better seek that before judgment comes on. Reader.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
And what?
Until he have destroyed thee.
Until he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck, meaning physical yoke of iron, physical chains was on your neck. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Physical chains was on your necks. And what? Until. When did the chains come off? Until
he have destroyed thee.
Once he destroyed you is when he took the chains off him.
Right.
When he destroyed you, meaning what, man? When you no longer knew you was an Israelite, man.
Cool.
When you no longer knew you was from the promised land is for you, man.
Right.
You're from Jerusalem. When you no longer knew your language, you spoke Hebrew, man. You understand? When you no longer knew how you dress, your dress code, man. You understand? And there's many other things. When you no longer knew who you were yourself. When you no longer knew your God, man.
Right.
You understand? You started to worship his God, man, the white image, man. You understand? You started to worship blonde hair and blue eyes, man.
God.
That's when you was destroyed, man. Until that'll be read that again. Until
it's like until he have destroyed thee.
You're destroyed now, man. You're in the Christian church, man. You destroyed, man. You're in the Muslim mosque. You destroyed, man. All right. That's conspiracy right there. Read on.
The Lord shall bring a nation against thee from afar.
And the Lord did that, man. He brought the so-called white man against you, black man, Hispanic man, a Native Indian man, and woman. He brought the white man against you. Read.
From the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle flieth.
They came like the eagle, man. They were swift, man. You understand? They were swift, man. They came fast. And they swooped you up, packed you in those ships like sardines, man. You understand? And they brought you all the way back over here into the Western Hemisphere.
God.
You understand? That's what they did. They swooped you up faster than an eagle flieth, man. What was their emblem? What was their what do you call it? What was their emblem, man? The eagle, man.
Right.
You understand their symbol then? It was the eagle, man. Alright? Britain was the lion, America's the eagle, man. But prior to that, they all have been the eagle at some point or another, man. Right? Rome, Greece and Rome started off as the eagle. Every empire that they had was the eagle, man. Read on.
A nation whose tongue thou shalt not understand.
And when they first came and took our people, you understand, they conspired with the Hamites in Africa and they gathered up our people. We did not understand their language, man.
God.
We did not know what they were speaking. You understand? The Africans are catching us to sell us to them. You understand? That's what happened, man. The Hamites caught us up and made conspiracy with the white man to capture us up out of Africa, man. Because we had to run into Africa. We're going to get into that, man. Read on.
A nation of fierce countenance.
And they were fierce. God, they were fierce, man. And even today, man, who shoots a brother in his back for walking away, man? With no weapons on him, man. That's fierce right there, man. Fierce countenance, man. He ain't got no remorse, man. And he doesn't care about black people, man. Read on.
We shall not regard the person of the old, nor shew favour to the young.
And they don't even show favour to old or young, man.
Right.
They want our black women to abort the black babies, man. You understand? To get rid, let's deal with them wisely, man. That's what they're doing right now. Let's get rid of them black babies, man. You understand? They don't, they don't want our people to even go with each other, man. They don't want the black man and the black woman to be together, man.
Right.
They got a cunning device to divide us up, man. That's their plan, man. Divide us and they can rule over us, man. But guess what? All that's going to change because the spirit and power of the Lord is right here, right now in the I.S.U.P.K, man. I read on.
That's 50.
That's 50, right? Okay. God, if you just go into this. So yeah, we're going to go into, if you just show them on the camera there, right? I'm going to go into this book from Babylon. It's a Timbuktu by Rudolph R. Windsor. Alright? Okay. So we're going to go on page 84 on that.
Except from page 84. In the year 65 BC, the Roman armies under General Pompey captured Jerusalem.
So in the year 65 BC, under General Pompey, you understand, they captured Jerusalem, man.
Right.
They captured, this is when our forefathers was in Jerusalem, they captured it, alright? This is before we ended up in Africa, understand that? Read.
In 70 AD.
In 70 AD, read on.
General Vespasian.
General Vespasian.
And his son Titus. Put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter.
They put an end to the Jewish state with great slaughter when our people was there, man.
Right.
Just so you understand that history. Before you end up in Africa, black man, Hispanic, Native Indian man and woman, alright, you was in Jerusalem.
That's right.
You understand that? And they put an end to the Jewish state with much slaughter, man. Great slaughter, man. Alright? Under Julius Caesar, man. So like, yeah, under General Vespasian and Titus, man.
Right.
Read on.
During the period of the military governors of Palestine.
Military governors that was ruling Palestine during that time, read.
Many outrages and atrocities were committed against the residue of the people.
So around Palestine, many outrageous and atrocities was committed against the people, man.
Right.
They were persecuting the Jews. They were destroying the Jews at this point in time, man. That's what you're reading here. Your history, black man and black woman, Hispanic and Native Indian man and woman that went into captivity. This is your history before you went all the way up in captivity, man.
Right.
Read on.
During the period from Pompey to Julius.
During the period from Pompey ruling until Julius coming up and ruling, read.
It has been estimated that over 1 million Jews fled into Africa.
And you know they're always downplaying that. There's more, alright? But let's go with what they said. It has been estimated, meaning that they written this down. The estimation of this, over 1 million Jews ran into Africa, man.
Right.
That's Negroes, that's how you ended up in Africa, man.
That's right.
You understand? Conscious community, that's how you ended up in Africa, man. Rastafari and all that, this is how you end up in Africa, man. You understand? Black Christians and Muslims, this is how you end up in Africa, man. Read on.
Fleeing.
Just like you before you came to the Americas, you understand?
Right.
Read on.
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery.
And you was running from Roman persecution. The Rome was persecuting you in Jerusalem. You had to run from Jerusalem. You was fleeing Roman persecution and in slavery. Go on.
Fleeing from Roman persecution and slavery. The slave markets were full.
The what?
The slave markets were full.
The slave markets. So whilst you was running from Rome conquering you in Jerusalem, you ran into Africa. The slave markets was full, man. Read.
Of black Jewish slaves.
Of what?
Of black Jewish slaves.
One more time for the people.
Of black Jewish slaves.
One more time for the Christians.
Of black Jewish slaves.
The slave markets was full of black Jew slaves, man.
Right.
You Negroes are the real Jews, man, according to the Bible, you understand?
That's right.
The slave markets was full of you when you ran into Africa, man. Read on.
That's
And the Africans was already in Africa. So don't get that twisted. Alright? That's it on that.
That's the end of that.
That's the end of that for now, right? So we're gonna go, if you keep hold of that, Baba Kusha, we're gonna go back into that. 64. Deuteronomy 64.
28 verse 64.
Go.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
This is what happened, man. You running from Julius Caesar and Pompey and all that.
Right.
And you running into Africa, man. You becoming slaves, and the Africans are catching you and selling you to the Arabs, and the Arabs are catching you, and they're all trading amongst themselves. So the Africans, Hamites, and the Arabs and the white man is in conspiracy now. What they're gonna do to this people right here, man.
Right.
So why are you running into Africa thinking that we was gonna be saved? It wasn't forever. It was only for a time.
That's right.
And the Hamites hated us in Africa, man. All right. And so what happened? Read.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people, from the one end of the earth even unto the other.
From one part of the earth, meaning the eastern hemisphere, and to the western hemisphere. It scattered you from one part of the earth even to the other, man. Alright? That's Negroes, that's blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. This is how we ended up on this side of the earth, alright? We're reading the Bible, yes, it's in here, man. Alright? They've been hiding your history. This is Black History book right here, man. Alright? Read on. Among one side of the earth to the other, even to the other.
And there thou shalt serve other gods.
And when you get to the other side of the earth, and you get amongst these heathens, wherever they carry you, what's going to happen?
Thou shalt serve other gods.
If you go into the Christian church today and you bow down to white Jesus, and you don't literally have to get on your hands and feet, you just close your eyes, and if that blonde hair and blue-eyed guy is in your head, in your mind, in between your eyes, you understand? That's who you worship, man.
That's right.
You understand? If you choose to forgive your oppressors, you understand? That's your God, man.
Correct.
You understand? If you hate your people, you understand? Then the oppressor is your God, man. Right? If you choose to serve the oppressor rather than your people, that's the point I mean to get out properly right there, right? If you choose to serve the oppressor rather than help and serve your people, guess what, man? That's who you are right there, man.
Correct.
Alright, read on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
And you serving idols, man, which not our forefathers did not know these idols.
Right.
That's what the Bible is saying, man. These before you got taken into slave ships, before you ran into Africa, guess what, man? You did not know wood to worship that, and you did not know to worship no dumb stone, man.
Correct.
You understand? Which the two major religions is the Kaaba stone is Mecca, man. Is Muslim, man. Islam, right? And the wooden cross, man. You understand? The Christianity is the wood. You understand, reader?
Even wood and stone.
Wood and stone. That's what you're gonna worship. Why? Because you're gonna get conquered, gonna get taken away, and they're gonna kill the males. But then the children, the boys that are born to them, they're gonna raise them up to be servants and good slaves. You understand?
Right.
To be able to trust the oppressors. They're gonna love the oppressor. That's how they raised us up in Christianity and in slavery, man. You understand?
Correct.
And so now you would trust them like you just trust them no matter what, man. They killing you and you're still loving them and trusting them.
Right.
They're shooting you down and you're still trusting them and loving them. Why? Because they gave you the mark of the beast. They gave you Christianity. They gave you 666 in your head. It's philosophy, you understand? That's what they gave you, man.
Right.
Alright? They conspired and they gave you their philosophy, man. Alright? And those that did not want to receive their philosophy, they killed them, man. Our forefathers, they killed the ones that did not want to receive or accept their philosophy. That's what they did. You understand? For you to be sitting in the Christian church today, it's diabolical, man. It's disgusting, man. In the eyes of the Most High. Read.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
We ain't got no ease up in here, man. In these places, you understand? There's no ease, man. We're at the bottom, suffering. You understand that the last hired and the first to be fired. You understand? Still begging for what? Reparations, man.
Right.
Still marching for no justice, no peace, man. We ain't finding no ease, man. Reader.
Neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
No justice, no peace. Marching, man. No justice. Yeah, you're gonna march till your feet fall off, man.
Correct.
No justice, no peace. Cause why? You need to return to the Lord, man.
That's right.
And you don't want to return to the Lord. You act like you don't know the Lord, right? Or when I'm talking when you hear the word of the Lord, you know the Lord because that spirit beareth witness with your spirit, man. Right? Only you. Don't bear spirit with any other nation but you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, man. Alright, read on.
But the Lord shall give thee But the Lord shall give thee there a trembling heart and failing of eyes and sorrow of mind.
And that's what we got. Trembling heart. Our people out there has got, man, trembling heart. You understand? Failing of eyes and sorrow of mind, man.
Correct.
You know why? Because you just refuse to serve the Lord, man. That's why you fear. You fear serving the Lord. That's when you when it boils down to it, you just hate to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments, man.
Right.
You love to serve your lust rather than and serving your lust, you're pleasing your oppressor. This is my point. When you serve your lust, you're just pleasing your oppressor because he loves you in your sin, man. He loves when you're in your sin, you understand? He loves our people when we're in our sin, man. He's pleased because guess what? It's divided. He looks and he says, "Yep, my plan is working." Understand? My mark is in his mind or her mind.
Right.
Understand that, man? Because that's his philosophy. Read on.
That's
65.
Cool. Reading another excerpt from the from Babylon to stand up 2, page 84. This prophecy, referring to Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 64. The Lord shall scatter thee among all people from one end of the earth even to the other. This prophecy and all the residue of the prophecies contained in Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 to 68, befell the black Jews after they disobeyed the laws of God.
And that's what happened to us, man. This only happened to us after we disobeyed God's laws.
Right.
After we disobeyed God's laws, man. Not before we disobeyed God's laws, because when we was keeping God's laws, we was on top, man.
Right.
But after we disobeyed it, the Lord began to bring us down, turn his back on us, and we just began to fall, like a monopoly, man. You understand? Read on.
Many nations transported the Jews into slavery.
Wow, you see that? Many nations. That's what we read them in Psalms 83, man. Many nations, man. Tabernacles of Edom, Ishmael, Agarenes, you know what I mean? Gabal, Moab, Ammon, right? Amalek. You understand? Many nations, man. Tyre, Zidon. Many nations, man. Asher also is joined with them. Read on.
And the sons of Israel transmigrated to every continent.
Our people was tossed to and fro. They was taken to every continent. And read on. That's it, Anna. It would take. That's how we ended up here, man. We were taken to these places, man. And you know we put transmigrated, right? Makes it sound like we just migrated and we maneuvered over. Nah, man. We was taken on ships and shackled and chained up, man.
That's right.
The oppressor, the white man, chained us up, man, and put us on those ships, packed us like sardine in a tin, man. You understand? There was no place for another person to go in between another person, man. That's how tight we was, tightly packed, man.
Right.
All right. That's what he did. Why? Because he wanted to expand and you know have the amount of be able to bring so much slave in one journey. That's it. You understand? Tried to bring so many slaves at one time, man. And guess what? The ships was too heavy. From time to certain times, the ship was too heavy, and they tried to throw some of our people overboard, man, alive, man. And the sharks was following those ships, man. Read up.
This is Book of Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68.
Go.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
This is how we got into slavery, into the Western Hemisphere. Read that again, Baba Kashal.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Egypt means straight or narrow place. Bondage. You understand? That's what Egypt means. What is it? Montezarim in the Hebrew, you understand? You're going into bondage, slavery. Read that again, Baba Kashal.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You going back into Egypt again? How?
With ships.
Ships is going to take you back to this bondage. Ships is taking you back to slavery. thus says the Lord. And understand that was in that was in the time of 1492, man.
Right.
You understand, when they began to take us from West Africa into the Western Hemisphere, man. From the east into the west. Man. Now, how did we get into Africa? We just read it in a book called From Babylon to Timbuktu, right? Right there, man. We ran from Jerusalem into Africa, man. That's how we ended up in Africa. Later on, the Amorites, the Africans, round us up, sold us to the white man, and they brought us all the way over here, man. Read that.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
On ships, by the way whereof I spake unto thee, meaning Moses is speaking to the Israelites here and saying, this is what's going to happen to you in a very far future from now, man. Very far future at that time. Because when this was written, the people was in the wilderness at this point, man. Right? They weren't even in the promised land yet. You understand? Because this is Moses. Read.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Yeah, Moses didn't go into the promised land, just so you know, before the promised land. Reader, thou shalt see it no more again, meaning what? You ain't gonna see your homeland again. Jerusalem, you ain't gonna see that again for now. Read.
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
There. So once they were taking you on, and you should go into Egypt again with ships. With ships, shall see it no more again. Where you coming from? You ain't gonna see that no more again. And there. Read on.
Ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Once you got there, over there, you're gonna be serving your enemies, man. For bondmen, you're gonna be to your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen.
Right.
Read on.
And no man shall buy you.
And that simply just means what? It's an old English term which means free you, man. No one's gonna buy you out of your situation. No one's gonna repay you. Reparations, man. We ain't got that, man. Repair and repay, man. You understand? Or repay to repair, you understand? No one's done that. They've done that to the Jewish people. They gave them, you understand? They pay them, man.
God.
They give them reparations, man. But to you Negroes, you, the Black Holocaust, man, they ain't giving you no reparations.
That's right.
You that was packed like sardines into a tin, like sardines like you're in a tin, and was led into slave ships and shackles and chains on you, right? Thrown over the slave, thrown overboard, man, to feed sharks along the way, man. Because the ship was too heavy, they threw the live ones over, some of the live ones over to lighten the ship.
Right.
There's no reparations for you. And after that, guess after that, you had to come and chop sugarcane and the plantations and weed tobacco and all manner of service in the field, man. And in bricks and mortar, man, you built this place, you understand? Of blood, sweat and tears of our people built this place, man. And guess what? We suffered, man. Right. And we have been suffering ever since. And no one's healed the wounds of our people, man. No one has healed the wounds of our people. But the Lord's about to have mercy on us right now, man. You understand? That's why we're in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commanding General Yohanna, man.